Great, so I'm back for the last example. And it is to estimate the cardiac output of the patient, and the data is on page 253 of our book. And they do ask us to answer this in liters per minute. So I'm going to recap what we learned on the last slide was that the cardiac output in liters per second is the same as number of milligrams divided by the area. So the number of milligrams is given, if we look, it was 5.6 milligrams a dye that was given. So we have 5.6 milligrams. And the area we're going to get from the graph. So, like I had said earlier, and you'll have to look in the book to get these values, but it essentially has this shape, and it's in milligrams per liter. This is seconds here. And we have to decide whether we want to use, like which rectangles we want to use. Now, in the book, if you look, they have some ones in red, and they used MRAM. You can tell because, like on the interval from 7 to 9, for instance, say this is 7 and this is 9, they went in the middle, and then the height of the rectangle is in the middle there. Okay, so yeah, they did it in the book, but let's go ahead and do it on our own. And usually, of course, I'm doing this with the class, so I get your input. So this time, the area is going to be the width of the rectangle times the height. The widths are all 2 units. So we'll have that out front, and then I'm going to simply multiply by the heights of each one of those rectangles. So looking at the book, I'm going to do this on my own instead of copying down what they wrote down. I'm looking at the graph. I think the first one is about 1.5. and the next one about 6.4, and then 7.5, 4.8, 2.8, and these are the heights of each of the little red rectangles. Next one is 1.9, 1.2, 0.8, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, and that last one is really small at about, just say 0.1. When you add all those up, you should get 28 for the sum. So you're going to have 2 times 28, which is 56. And the units are milligram per liter times seconds. And that's the area. When the book did it, they got 55.2, so we're pretty close. But that is not the cardiac output. The cardiac output is the milligrams divided by the area. So now I have to do, I'll call it cardiac output, is the milligrams, 5.6 milligrams, divided by 56. And I'm going to do a unit analysis here. So that's 56 milligrams per second per liter, but instead of having it over liters, I can flip that up and put the liters up above. So then you can see that the milligrams will cancel, and the units are liters per second. But the question specifically asked for liters per minute, so I'm going to use a dimensional analysis here, and there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, yeah. And then the seconds will cancel and we'll get minutes. So if you work this out, you should get, and I don't know where I have the answer, so I'm going to have to do it. Let's see. It was, oh, I did something wrong. I typed in the wrong number. Shoot. Okay, I'll try this again. Got a really weird, oh yeah, 6, that sounds more like it. 6 liters per minute that the heart is pumping. Great! So that concludes this lesson.